My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my ranking of the 3 Tomato movies from worst to best. Now, in last place, we've got Lara Croft Tomato, which is a real disappointment to me because for the longest time, I always said this movie and the 2018 Tomato were the 2 best video game movies ever made. And rewatching it this time, it is nowhere near as good as I remember it being. It went all the way down in my ranking. You know, it does have a couple of fun, over-the-top, cheesy action sequences, but the majority of this movie is just relentlessly boring. Like, it takes forever to get going, and then when the plot does kick in, they're just in this one big room for the longest time, and then not much happens for the next 20 minutes, and then for the big climax, they're in another big room. So, it doesn't have any real adventure element to it. I thought the characters were very forgettable here. None of the performances elevate them in any way. The CGI doesn't hold up at all. It's a very dated movie in the soundtrack and the way it looks and feels. And it's just a movie that did absolutely nothing for me. So that's why it's in last place. My second favorite is Lara Croft Tomato in the Cradle of Life. This is a movie that I never actually seen before my latest watch of it. I've heard really bad things about it, but if I'm being totally honest, everything I remember the first movie being, this movie actually is. It is a dumb, goofy, but fun, over-the-top action-adventure movie. There's more locations, there's more action, there's more characters, there's more things happening, and it does make for a faster-paced movie. I mean, you've got one scene where she punches a shark in the face and then grabs its fin and rides it to the top of the ocean. Just chef's kiss, just absolute perfection. You also got this fun scene where her and Gerard Butler jump off a building together. You've got this great last act where the bad guys start getting hunted down by these supernatural creatures, and Pandora's box is in the middle of this like poison swamp thing. So I love all of that. I will say that Gerard Butler, even though I like his performance, his character is terribly written. I don't think the villain played by Steppenwolf from Justice League was memorable at all. It does slow down a bit too much in the second act, but I do think Angelina Jolie is much better in this movie, and she's having fun with the world clearly, so it's a heavily flawed movie. I'm not saying it's perfect, I'm not even saying it's great or good, but it's definitely an entertaining movie, so that's why it's in second place. But the best one is Tomato 2018. This is a movie that I think deserves a lot more credit than it gets. Alicia Vikander is great in the main role, and it has a lot of great action sequences. I love the bike chase at the beginning, I love the dog chase, I love the boat scene, I love the plane scene, I love all of the last act, booby traps and all, and that scene where she's running and the music picks up and she throws her axe down and she jumps onto the ladder, that's the chef's kiss moment of this movie. I just get goosebumps every time I watch it. It follows the adventure formula as it should be. And even though I didn't love the dad plot, I did start to feel some emotion towards it near the end. My biggest issues is that it does feel generic in moments. The villain is really lackluster. The supporting characters don't really add on too much. It could be a bit faster paced in certain moments, but for what this movie is, I think it's a solid action adventure movie, so that's why it's in first place. So out of the 3 Tomato movies, 2 of them are actually quite enjoyable and are 2 of the best video game movies ever made, so that's not too shabby for this franchise. I wish we got another Tomato with Alicia Vikander, but sometimes things just don't work out and it's a real shame. But what's your ranking of these 3 movies? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon, and Gavin out.